Hi, good morning. Welcome to episode 60. I'm Russ, on board sailing vessel Tautog in Key Largo, Florida, USA. Beautiful day, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Saturday, June 18, approximately 2:45 in the afternoon. I've just left the harbor behind me here, a marathon. I only ran the engine for 13 minutes, and that's one of my new focus areas is try to have sailing solutions whenever possible instead of just, leaning on the engine. It's very convenient to have an engine that's reliable, but I just put $100 of diesel fuel in my jerry cans. So shows I've been using the diesel too much just for matters of convenience, and today I'm really not in that big of a hurry. I could just anchor right here and just hang for a few more days and it's fine with me. But I had to move, just had the urge to get moving. So where we're going today, currently under head sail only. In just a minute I'll get the mainsail up. The marker way out there is not a marker. To the right of that big sailboat, see the catamaran to the right of it that's the Sombrero Reef light, and that's where the reef is. So if I get beyond that, I'm going to be out in the deep water in the Gulf Stream, and I'll be getting a free boost going northeast, which will help on days like this when the wind is extremely fickle. So the conventional wisdom is to stay inside the reef in Hawk Channel, where everything is cleanly marked and it's a wide channel, it's deep enough, it's well marked. But and I may do that too. I'm going to get out towards I'm going to head down towards Sombrero Reef Light, because that's what I need to do to clear the west end of Marathon anyway. It's shallow out here. And I'll get close to the Sombrero Reef Light and then point northeast, inside the reef, outside the reef. I'm honestly not sure yet. We'll just see. It depends what the wind does right now. So one more thought is that, it took a bit of a self-shove for me to leave. I mean, I'm happy and I'm worried about myself for the same reason, for the same cause. Because here's the deal. I think it's a good thing for me to be able to quickly become comfortable in almost any setting. I think that's a positive. However, it would have just taken the littlest scratch to have me just sign up for a month in the marina there and get a mooring ball and just settle into a routine and all that and kind of quit moving, And I'm wondering, should I worry about myself in that respect? And I don't know the answer, but it's a fact. Part of me did not really feel much like leaving today. Part of me thought, I'll take a nap, then I'll go ashore and all this stuff. And hell, I even passed by. There's a power plant here, and they had a help wanted sign out, and I almost walked in and said, hell, I'll do it. Probably diesel tech or something, but I thought, it's not a bad life down here. So I don't know. I think one day that's what's going to happen. No matter where I am or where I'm coming from. Oh my goodness, the wind is just all over the place. Come on, man. 6 p.m. June 18. Been gone for a few hours. Marathon is right over here on the port side, I'm sorry. That's a marker, I think it's 49, the green marker. And ahead of me about 3 miles is the red marker I'm looking for. I've seen it from time to time. It doesn't have a light, so I won't see it once the sun goes down. But it doesn't matter because I can't move anyway. I am becalmed again. Hey there. Well, it's June 18, time about 21:45, about 9:45 p.m. And I'm anchored at the moment, which is unexpected. But some things going on here. First, my wind died, and I was drifting, and I couldn't control the boat when there's no wind. You can't steer. You can put the rudder wherever you want to, but you can't control the boat. So that was part of it. And second part is off to my port side, looking up at the Everglades, I could see this mother of all thunderstorms coming in. And so I'll show you the chart in just a moment here. I'm in the Hawk Channel, which means my I was right smack dead in the middle of the channel, steering on to my next marker, and life was good when I was sailing. But when the wind died, I couldn't control it. But when you're in the Hawk Channel, it's nerve-wracking because you fall asleep and 10 minutes later you're aground, right? So the plus side to that is when you decide you need to take a nap and wait out this thunderstorm anyhow, and you can't sail anyhow, then it was only, fire up the engine, and I swear in 12 minutes I had the boat anchored because I was that close. I was sailing in 25 feet of water, and I just cruised into about 12 feet of water and dropped the hook, and there we are. So I don't even know if this storm's even going to come and get me. It's hard to tell what the track is on the radar, so I'm just going to grab a bite to eat and take a nap, and we'll just see what happens, Not really much to fret, except put on the raincoat if it does come here, and there's not much else to do. And then when it's gone, if I have wind, I'll pick up the anchor and go. Or maybe I'll sleep some more. I don't know. So anyway, let's take a real quick look at the chart. Yeah, I really do suck at this. Okay, shit. Come on, you damn thing. Okay, I think that's better. So zoom out. I'm anchored way in, or I'm zoomed way in to look at my anchor track to see. Make sure I'm staying in my little circle. Because there's another boat over here. A big one too. I gave him a marker. That little dot there, that's the enemy boat. A big old $1 million yacht. So there's the Hawk Channel right there, and that's where I was. So I made that decision, and it was, that scale says it's 0.3 miles is the width of my finger, so about 0.6 miles to get from the channel to where I'm at. And so that's the convenient part about being in the channel, is that it's easy to pull off onto the shoulder of the road and drop the hook and wait out whatever, get some sleep, get some food, whatever you need to do. Because the southerly winds are supposed to be going tonight. That's what they said. Hey there, update. It is June 19, time 13:08. Haven't even been on a marathon for 24 hours. Haven't made good mileage. There's been I've had pretty fickle winds for most of the trip. Just now getting a pretty decent sea breeze. My current location is right offshore from Windley Key and Plantation Key in the upper Florida Keys. So I used to live in Marathon. Well, would you believe I also used to live on Plantation Key? So right now I'm kind of loopy, kind of tired. I was just sleeping / passed out. I've got now that we have wind, the hydro vane is working okay, and I've got one more marker up ahead, number 40, which is close to a site they call Hen Chickens. So I'm going to take that down the left side, and then I think I'm going to quit for the day, and I'm going to aim for a place called Tavernier Key, which is one of my pre-prepared anchorages that I made. Hell, that was back when I left the Cancun area, because I didn't know where I might end up. If I ended up in Key Largo, I wanted to be prepared, and I had 2 anchorages up in the upper Keys, 2 in the middle Keys. Alright, so the big yellow ball, and there's another one up there on the horizon, hard to see from here, and there should be 2 others marking a big square. I can't see any yellow ones, but that area is called Hen Chicken, and the tower in the middle is just the marker for Hawk Channel, marker red number 40. It doesn't look red at the moment, but it is. That's red number 40. And that's what I've been steering towards for the last couple hours. And behind that area on the land, that's Plantation Key, which right now I just want to get past Hen Chicken. So I want to get past the red 40, of course, without hitting it. And then I need to get past that next orange marker way out there. And then there's an island beyond that, and that's really my primary target out there, is to get to that island, because that's my first anchoring opportunity, and I'm going to take it unless I just feel really energetic at that moment. and then I might go 4 miles beyond to Rodriguez Key, which is my eventual goal. But this island is called Tavernier Key, Tavernier, as opposed to Tavernier the city, which is over there behind it. Anyway, whew, yeah, getting a little bit tired here. So it's Sunday, June 19, time about 16:30 in the afternoon, and I've been going since I think I weighed anchor and marathon at 2:30 yesterday, so that's 26 hours since I left marathon. And it's been a lot of excitement. I mean, well, a lot of things have happened anyway. I left marathon and began sailing, and then almost immediately was becalmed. Then I picked up some breeze in the evening hours and sailed some, and then got becalmed again. Then I saw a huge thunderstorm coming down from the Everglades, so I got into an anchorage and put the hook down, and I slept for a couple hours while I waited out the storm. Then, when the storm was over, the winds were miraculously, they had been fickle, and now then the winds were from the south and southwest, and they had been ever since. So the only difficulty was getting the anchor picked up after that thunderstorm, because the winds from the south were pretty brisk, and it was really bouncy where I was, and that anchor was firm, so you end up having to pull the whole weight of the boat against the anchor to try to pull the chain in. It's just a lot of exercise. And wow, I used the winch to some degree, but yeah, that was work. That was a workout. Excuse me. I'm just trying to see where the hell I'm going. That's all. I'm slowly sailing my way into an anchorage. It's called Rodriguez Key, but it's really Key Largo, okay, on the southeast side of the island, on the ocean side. Oh, excuse me, I'm exhausted. I haven't slept much this trip. Got the southern winds that I had been hoping for all day, and they stayed pretty much all day. They were fickle. Very difficult for this damn hydro vane to do its thing, and I cursed at that thing a lot because it was not holding course steady at all. But I made it. So the mileage, I mean, if you say 50 miles in a 24-hour period, that's terrible. But I've been making about 2 knots. You know, that's about the best I could have. I made the entire trip, 2.5 knots. And that's just the way it is sometimes. You know, you don't always get what you want. And what I wanted was to arrive safely, and I did that, albeit a little smelly. So I'm gonna fill up a bucket and give myself a little bit of a bath when I get anchored here. And I'll just rest up for a couple days and then make a plan and get out of here and continue my trip north, because that's my next major objective, is to get up to the Fort Pierce area. So, but for now, I'm glad to be anchoring soon, and I'm gonna clean up and sleep, baby. Here comes my first Key Largo squall. You can see the rain coming. It's already halfway between me and the Rodriguez Key. And I'm going to get this camera inside, and I'm going to turn on the shark monitor. Okay, so I like to be in the cockpit, and I'm watching my position. If I'm swinging around, that's okay. But actually moving in a steady direction is not okay. But the good news is I have a lot of space downwind, so I really am not worried about dragging and hitting something. But right now I'm swinging around quite a bit, so 1.5 knots, which is unusual, but again, I'm swinging and the chain hasn't even stretched out yet, so we'll just see what happens in another minute here. I think the anchor is really not fully set yet, in my opinion, so I'm not officially worried yet. So let's go top side. Oh my gosh. Well, it sure feels like a squall. And of course I got my buckets positioned. I like to collect water. officially worried. I can see the rain is already letting up. This is going to be a quickie. And my judgment is I'm not moving. I'm not making this up. About 4 minutes after the squall, it's all cleared up again. You know, I'm tending back to the east again. That's where I'm pointed again. There's another squall possibly on the way if we're lucky. I wouldn't mind that. Another dose of rain. A little extra would be good because I could rinse out my buckets and collect some good clean water like that one's got. But these squalls, just like Captain Ron used to say, they come on you fast and they leave you fast. If any of you have read or watched in the movie Captain Ron. So, not bad at all. Now it's back into a beautiful day, and the normal wind will resume shortly. And it was beautiful before the squall, and it should be beautiful again shortly. Hey there, it's Tuesday, June 21, and it's just a quick update. Sunset behind me. Location is Key Largo, Florida. Over there, that's Rodriguez Key, which is protecting me from the northeasterly winds, but not so much from direct easterly shot. So at some points today, it was really rugged. We had 3 big squalls go through, and after that, the winds really picked up and were blown at about 15 to 20 almost most of the day, almost all the day. Sometimes from the northeast, which was okay because I had coverage for that. Hey there, it's June 22, it's a Wednesday. I'm still at anchor in Key Largo off of Rodriguez Key. I got here just before the winds were picking up from the east and northeast, and my location seemed to work okay. A very good holding ground. It was really blowing last night, and I didn't move 1 inch. I did put out additional scope. You can see from my anchor plot that when I moved into this location, I just sat there in a calm day. Then when the wind started picking up, I stretched out the anchor chain, and then later I went out and put a bunch more line out, and I stretched out my circle. But I didn't budge an inch all last night. I'm happy for that. And my neighbors at Anchorage, you can see some of my neighbors across the way here. I hope you can see them. It's difficult for me to see what the camera is filming, but I do have a couple of neighbors here at the Anchorage, and I mean, they were good neighbors, no problem. I was going to take the dinghy over to say hello if they were going to still be here after in the morning, but I think they're all going to go. One of them just sailed by me real closely, and you can see he has a dive flag up. So I think maybe what I'm looking at here is live-aboard dive boats, because there's like a fleet of them. There's 4 boats that are damn near identical, and I saw them all down by Hen Chickens when I passed by there, which is a really good dive site as well. So I think that's what I'm looking at, and that's cool. But I mean, they handle their boats well, and you know, if you're a dive boat, I mean, obviously anchoring and mooring is something you're going to get really, really good at, and so they obviously have good local knowledge as well. So when I saw them pulling here to shelter from the wind last night, I knew I picked a good spot. So anyway, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to get a little work done today because I'm not going anywhere today until this wind lies down. Then I'm going to move the ship to the other side of Rodriguez Key and then have 2 or 3 days of calm weather. And then I'm shoving off, baby. I've got to start going north. I'm getting officially nervous about being stuck here for hurricane season. If I made it to Fort Lauderdale, there's a hurricane hole there I can use. If I went to at least as far as Stewart, St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, I mean, it's not perfect, but it would be better than sitting here at Key Largo if a hurricane passed through. So it's about time to get this show on the move. So a couple more days here in Key Largo, and I consider myself to be at increasing levels of risk in risk space. I mean, we could go the whole hurricane season and not have one storm pass by here. You don't know. You just don't know. But the prudent sailor, I think, or the prudent anybody, just says, why risk it? If you wait until the storm is on top of you, that's the end of the thing. I'll just be packing my ditch bag and running ashore and just kissing the boat goodbye, because it won't survive. If it took 80 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour winds, this boat is going to be up over there somewhere on the rocks, and it won't be recoverable. So, I mean, if a hurricane formed tomorrow and was making a beeline here, then I'm going to be getting everything off the boat, and I'm going to evacuate and just abandon. That's what I would do. It's a shame, because I put a lot of effort into this boat, but that's one of the things you got to consider, is that it can all be over tomorrow, so you have to be ready for that too. Hey there, so I hope you enjoyed the episode. Next stop for me is to get sailing, but as you can see from the water behind me, that there is not 1 ounce of air moving again today. It's going to be pretty quiet today, but tomorrow should be underway, which means today is get ready day, and do my passage planning like I always try to do. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I mean, I think it's a good representation of what Florida is like in the summer. These thunderstorms build, and they come, and we call them squalls. You call them thunderstorms, whatever you want, but they bring heavy winds, then a lot of rain, and then they go away. And then it can often drop down to completely calm conditions after that, like it is right now. So today I think we're not expecting any rain, but it's all fine. And tomorrow I should be underway, head north. And the intention is to stop in Fort Pierce, but I will point out this as a qualifier, that if the sailing conditions are perfect on the way up the coast from here, and I'm at the point where I'd either turn into the Fort Pierce Inlet or I continue to Jacksonville, if it's perfect, I might just keep going. I am getting nervous about hurricanes, and I would like to keep myself in a safe position. So we'll just make that call when the time comes. And unfortunately, usually you make those decisions when you're very tired. So that's just part of the deal. So I'll make the best decision I can as I approach Fort Pierce. With that, have a great one, everybody. We'll try to get this thing uploaded before I shove off. Have a good one. Bye.